Hello and welcome to the Cognac Room, an uninhibited, drink-infused podcast about adulting and male and female interactions. Go give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at the Cognac Room Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at the Cognac Room. I'm your host, Jay Christian, and without further ado, pull up a chair, pour up a glass, and let's discuss. Hello and welcome to the Cognac Room. I am your host, Jay Christian, and here with my lovely panel of guests.
Are we a panel of guests now?
Actually, no.
We guests. Let's clarify.
Actually, no. With my co-host.
Exactly.
Let's clarify.
Okay. And we was quick with it. It's like, wait a minute. And I think we both had a head turn. Like, we guess.
Oh, now
what
we
is
guess.
That?
What the hell?
Get a little notoriety.
With my here with my co-host.
Hello, everybody. It's Petra back again.
And it's your girl, Lyric.
All right.
How y'all doing?
We're good.
We're doing pretty good.
How has your week been?
Eventful.
Amazing.
Yeah, long.
Yeah.
And it's not, what's today? I don't even know. Thursday.
Yeah.
Whew,
Thursday
it ain't
morning.
Real early.
Late night Wednesday, early morning Thursday.
Y'all need to know that we love this because the sleep that we missing. Trying to get this thing done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Real rap.
But so what are we talking about today?
She was cool until you lied. Yeah.
All the truths.
Yeah. That's, as a man, I find that to be a very, very true statement. I met a lot of really good women, genuine, good-hearted, and they were cool until I lied and they found out I was full of shit.
At least
you know.
Because most men do not admit it. They just say she crazy. She was like this and now she crazy and I can't deal with that shit.
And I can't deal with it.
To do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why though? Like, what's the purpose to lie, especially about things that aren't worth lying about? Like, why do men feel like we can't handle the truth?
Listen, I'm glad you said it. You answered your own question.
Because we can't handle the truth.
We lie to you. We don't tell you the truth because
Please
you
don't,
can't
baby
handle
boy
the truth.
us. Oh,
You don't
No,
think
it's the
we
real
can
shit, though. It's the real shit.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
I'm
Here's the
fucking
thing.
Shaquita. Can you handle that?
We've
Guess
had to
what?
handle it before.
We've
I've
had to handle
that
it
before.
Yeah,
and chances
after
are,
the fact.
when you lying about
During
fucking
the fact.
Shaquita, we already know you fucking Shaquita.
Because most of the time I
Sometimes,
will say that you tell the lie when we confront you with the truth. And that's when you start because you're so in shock that you've been found out that you're like, wow, you just crazy. You be on that bullshit. That's what I'm talking about.
Or
Yeah.
you lying.
That's real shit, though.
Or when you lying
But
when you don't
we know.
have to. So why are you lying if you find yourself in a, what was the term we used earlier? A situationship, a relay friendship.
relay friendship.
You're in
Yeah.
a relay friendship and you don't have to lie.
Exactly.
But see, here's the thing about it is that men are okay as long as they're able to move and navigate around the relationship the way they want to. And they can say, oh, but we're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
But when
Let you do
she
some not
starts to move,
stuff.
then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, pump the brakes. What's going on? And it's like, well, hold up now. If we dealing in the truth, here's the truth. So when I say to you, where you been? And I got a story. Y'all know I got one.
All the time. Like the hit go.
When I say where you been or where you going or something like that, I already know. If I'm asking a question, one, I don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer
that's
to.
my Bible right there. I do not ask a question I don't want the answer
And
to.
chances are, I'm asking you because I want to see if you're going to tell me the goddamn truth or if you're going to lie.
That's right.
So, but then you ask me.
It gets lost in translation.
Is that what happens? Is that what happens?
It gets lost in translation. Okay. So then you say to me, I was out to lunch with a friend. And so instead of just asking me, are you out with a man? Oh, so you out with Tracy them? No.
Nah, he gonna tell you put a spoon on your head.
I said no. And then there was a pause. And I said, and don't ask me if you don't want the truth.
Exactly. But we all know that men cannot take what they dish out. They couldn't swallow the truth. But they expect us to swallow it, cook it, serve it up for dinner and everything else.
They don't expect us to swallow it.
I'm not going to let you get away with that.
That's the truth.
You're not going to let us get away with that.
Okay, well,
if we can't handle the truth and swallow it, whatever. Here's the thing. Men can handle the truth a lot better than you think we can because of the bullshit that we have in our phones.
No. Men can handle the truth when they don't
in our lives.
The only way men can handle the truth from a woman that he's dealing with if he don't give a fuck
He don't give a fuck about her.
So I just posted something this week where I was talking about it was all fun and games until she cheated back.
Then you cried.
And I said that I was curled up
but you
in the bed in a ball saying I can't breathe and shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Funny. I wish I had visuals.
Yeah.
But
and it was funny.
Then
it's funny now.
But it wasn't
funny when I was going through the shit, right?
Exactly.
But you gotta understand something. Even in that, it was because I had allowed myself. I had lied to myself. I lied to her and lied to my damn self.
Well, see, you a damn fool to lie to yourself.
Right.
But that's what lies do. Lies breed more lies, and you become self-deceived in your bullshit.
And when you know you lying.
I'm not lying right now. Oh, you
see, damn. You lie so much you don't even know when you telling the truth.
What? I'm not lying right now.
So this chick that had you curled up in a ball, did you love her? Were you in love with her? Did you love her at least?
I was an egomaniac.
Did you love her?
So you don't think it was love? You think your ego was hurt because she cheated?
My ego was bruised.
Okay.
And I guess I loved her. I don't know if I was in love with her.
Well, you loved her, but what I'm saying is that's a real response from somebody that you loved. You would feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if the only way that you wouldn't have felt that way if you didn't give a damn about it, if the chick you fuck in the back of Chick-fil-A. Oh, Tom, I probably
but you have to understand this.
But
the chick I for who fucking in the back of Chick-fil-A?
I'm just saying because it's but you're not gonna really care if she be like,
if you find out
you
that
get mad and she gets mad, y'all get into a little tip. She said, "That's why I'm fucking riding anyway."
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna give a shit. When you leave her, you're not gonna give a shit. You ain't gonna give a shit the next day or 20 days from down the line unless your dick get hard.
But you have to understand, there were times that I was out here doing my bullshit so hard that when a motherfucker did do something, all I could do was say, okay. Because it wasn't that I didn't give a fuck. It wasn't that it didn't hurt. Yes, it stung a little bit. But I'm like, man, I done fucked the whole fucking neighborhood. Like, okay.
So you let somebody live from that.
Huh?
When I say let them live, like you didn't give them any grief or anything. It was just like,
damn. I had to behave as though
you didn't give a fuck.
I didn't give a fuck. Or in some instances, I had to behave as though it crushed me. But you gotta understand, like I remember specifically a young lady that I was doing the bullshit to. She eventually cheated back. And it hurt me a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, fuck, man. But I didn't keep bringing this shit up. I dealt with that shit internally. And the way I got over it and got past it and got through it.
Because I got some more pussy.
Was like, all the shit you've been doing, man. All the shit she's been catching you do. All the lies you've been telling up until this point. Like, how can you be mad? Either you gonna deal with the shit or you gonna roll out.
That should be the case.
And that should be
how
what it is.
But it don't go like that.
It doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
You lie when you don't have to. Like, okay, so as I was preparing, I had a lot going on the past couple weeks, getting ready for my daughter's graduation and everything. And my person, I had a rough day and I was like, hey, I need a drink, right? And he makes the bomb cocktails. And so he ends up shooting me a text with the recipe to the drink. And so I was like, so does this mean? No, that don't happen. Okay. I said, so does this mean that you're not coming to fix me a drink? He was like, no, that simply means you don't have to wait for me. You can go downstairs and fix it yourself. And I was like, bullshit coming, bullshit on the horizon. Point number one. what y'all have to realize is when y'all switch up y'all motherfucking routine, that sends up our antennas. If you do something you don't normally do, if you respond in a way that you don't normally respond, that gets our attention. So I'm like, okay, bullshit on the horizon, but I got too much shit going on. I can't focus on that right now. So I have a glass of wine. I end up going to sleep. I wake up about 2:00 in the morning, video chat him. He don't pick up. Call him. He don't pick up.
And that's not normal as well, right?
That's not normal as well. Okay. So I get in my car because what you gonna tell me, you done lied to me so much. What you gonna tell me is you were asleep. Yeah. That's what you're gonna tell me because it's 2:00 in the morning. Yeah. So I'm just gonna come see before if you sleep. So I get to his house, his car's not there, and I go in the house, and I'm looking around and I'm assessing the situation, and I know that I can tell that he hasn't been gone long because one, the screensaver hasn't popped up on the TV yet. His video game is still up. Yeah. And I go in the bedroom. I see that there's clothes laid out on the bed. He done some shopping, but I can also see that he changed clothes. Because there's some jeans on the floor, and that's not him. So you took some pants off. Just things that we pay attention to, right? Exactly. So when I get ready to leave, I realize that the bathroom light is on. So I go to cut the bathroom light off, and I realize there's bath water ran, but there's still steam. The water's still hot. If I had chose to take a bath right then, I could have sat in that water and been cool. I should have just got in there and soaked. Should have pissed in it, but but so I leave. I go to where I think he might be. That's about 20 minutes there. He's not there. I go back to his place. He's still not there. So I get home. By the time I get home, I'm fixing me something to eat. And lo and behold, who video chats me? Okay. And I answer. It's Mister. I answer and I'm eating. He was like, what are you eating? And I said what I was eating, and he was like, because I'm starving. I said, well, then that bitch should have fed you. Right? Out the gate. He was like, what are you talking about? Because now we're video chatting, so I can see that he's driving. I said, well, where are you coming from? He said, you mean where am I headed? No, nigga. I said, where you coming from? Yeah. Now, when I clarified, when he said, you mean where am I headed? And I said, no, where are you coming from? That should have been an indication for him that I knew he wasn't at home.
But we think y'all bullshitting like we be bullshitting.
But you should know me well enough to know.
You should know your person well enough to know when you know they know you.
I'm going to tell you something. Revenge of the motherfucking narcissist, man. When you are a fucking narcissist, which I feel like I was to a large degree, you feel like I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than the average bear. Like, I'm going to fucking nonchalant my way out of this shit.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he attempted to do. So he says, I said, I called you. I video chatted you. You didn't answer. I called you. You didn't answer, and you didn't call me back. And he was like, I was knocked out. And I said, don't do that. Don't do that.
He told you he was asleep.
I said, don't do that.
Damn.
Don't do that.
I know his goddamn twin sister. Damn. Go ahead.
I said that. Don't do that. And he was like that. He was like, I had a rum and coke. I was like, well, I don't know where you had a rum and coke at, but you wasn't at home.
Right.
And he paused for a minute, and he was like, I said, because he said, I'm headed to you. And I was like, but where you been?
That's what the question is.
The question is, where you been? And he was like, I ain't been nowhere. And so I'm just like, dude.
Like.
And I still hadn't said that I've been to the house. And so now I know in his mind, he's trying to think, has she been to the house? Because really what I normally would have done, if I'd driven that far, is I'd have just stayed. Yeah. I'd have just went and got in the bed. Yeah. I'd have been there when he got there. And he'd probably got hit in the head, depending on.
So question, when you called him from his place while you were at his place?
No, he called me.
He called you.
After I got back home, he called me, and he was on his way to my house.
Right.
So I'm like.
Well, I mean, the first call when he didn't answer.
I called him. I was at home.
You were at home. Got you. Okay.
So now, you didn't answer, and it takes me about 20 minutes, to get to his place from my place. So you didn't answer, you didn't respond. So wherever you were, whatever. So, but the thing was, nigga, why you gotta lie?
Why you gotta lie, Craig?
Why you gotta lie? Why couldn't you just say, he could have said, and then if you was gonna lie, tell a lie that at least
makes sense.
Makes sense. I went out and had a beer with the fellas.
Did he ever get in that bath?
Yeah.
Like, who was the bath for?
So he takes baths all the goddamn time, which, you know, I told you that was something I had to get used to. I was like, I ain't used to a motherfucking man to just sit and soak. But, and, you know, so him running the bath water, him running bath water, stuff like that does not.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, was the bath water for him? Okay.
And I think that in my head, you were getting ready to take a bath and you got a phone call.
That call came through.
And you left.
Yeah.
Shaquita with the big ass from the 7-Eleven.
And you didn't leave. And then so now fast forward, because I never said anything. When he got to my house, I went to sleep. I turned over and I went to sleep. And he knew.
That was something. That was a sign that she pissed.
Don't say nothing. If we gonna have peace tonight, your ass better turn over and go to sleep. Bitch, don't touch me.
No cuddling.
No.
I don't want to be the
We got a king size bed and I had all the extra pillows down the middle.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You know. So I'm like, all right. So the other day, we're in the car and we were talking. And I said, he said something. I said, it's just like when you told me that you was at home and you wasn't. And he said, but I said, no, you weren't. I said, because I came to the house and I told him all of the things that I just told y'all about the TV, about this, about that, about what I did. I said, you weren't there. I said, and you didn't have to lie. I didn't lie. Yes, you did, nigga.
He gonna take it to his grave.
And I'm just like, I'm cool, but you need to be able to deal with me giving you what you give me. And that he can't do.
Most men can't do.
So, you know, when I start moving like you move, you do crazy spastic shit. Did y'all know niggas do crazy spastic shit like bitches? Like I came home from work. Y'all know one of my jobs is overnight. And I came home from work one morning and the motherfucker was in my house in my bed. Like, who does that? You want to make sure that there is nobody one else in your here.
Space, but you want to go have space.
Your spot is secure. I'm cool until you start lying. You lying, okay. You don't want to play this game with me because I keep a pair and a spare.
Let's race.
So a lie, I'm going to tell you, so what a lie does is it obviously destroys the trust.
Breeds more lies.
It breeds more lies, but it brings out the crazy bitch. Excuse my French.
You ain't got to own it.
Excuse my French.
Have to own it.
So, but here's one of the things. That's one way that we as men lie. You know, well, I was over here. You know, you're cheating. You're doing some bullshit. But I remember an early lie that I told, and it was the most insignificant fucking lie. And I feel like we did get past it.
Is a lie ever really insignificant though?
Yeah, this one, in my opinion, was very insignificant. And some y'all probably crucify me for it. Some people probably gonna say no, or whatever.
Yeah,
but
let's hear it.
Fuck y'all. No,
that
not
is
really.
Only him.
Not really. That's a joke. That's a joke. But no, so I met a young lady on a dating app. I'm single, she's single. I'm trying, I'm newly divorced and shit. So I'm trying to, find me somebody. Met a young lady. I was like, man, she's attractive or whatever. Got to talking to her, got to hanging out with her a little bit. Then I realized, oh shit, this is old girl from the hospital. She happened to be like a nurse. I'm just gonna say a nurse. She was a nurse, but I won't go too specific. Yeah. But so I'm like, that's old girl. So we started having conversations. She's like, oh yeah, I did. I worked there, whatever. So she was like, so where do you work?
Oh yeah, I remember you telling this story.
So I'm like, okay, well,
he was a doctor.
I work over here. I'm a doctor on this floor. Behavioral health.
On this floor.
Yeah, whatever, right? So, and she was like, oh, okay, whatever. In reality, I was like a tech. Okay? Just keeping it real now, finally. So what ends up happening is she no longer works there. So she talks to someone that she's friends with that's still employed there. And she's like, yeah, Jay, the guy, he's the doctor, comes up on behavioral, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And so the lady is like, I know Jay, and I know who you're talking about. he's
that
not
ain't
a
what he do.
doctor. He's a tech. So she was like, huh? So she called me and she was like, we need to talk. I was like, what? She was like, so, I was talking to old girl and old girl said this, and that. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah.
I have
It
to
was
ask.
insignificant.
It was insignificant, but why? Why did you? What
To
was
be
it
honest
about
with you,
her?
because I felt like with her status, her position, her level in the company or at the hospital, or her previous job when she was there, that she wouldn't have dealt with me because of the fact that I was a tech. So I was like, okay, she likes me. Like physically, she's attracted, and I think we had sex. Sexually, we were good. You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
She had sex with the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would we not have sex with the doctor? Right?
Who wouldn't fuck the doctor? I mean,
that's not what I see. But go ahead.
So, yeah, I'm just saying, this doctor, Dr. J.
Oh.
But no, so what ended up happening was we got past it though. You know what I'm saying? She forgave me. We kept kicking it.
So that was what they say. What Maul and Rory say, that was the LA line.
Yeah, I guess you could consider that. But no, so I told an unnecessary lie to get basically what I wanted and where I wanted, and it backfired to a degree.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was the lie to get what you wanted, or was the lie out of your insecurity?
Ooh.
It was both. So here was the thing. I wasn't really insecure with the fact that I wasn't actually a doctor. I was more concerned about getting them draws, dog.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
But
No.
So
here's the thing.
You felt like she wasn't going to kick it with you based on.
She happened to be a young woman of another ethnicity. And for what she was fairly attractive, she was, a lot of men wanted her. And I wanted her.
Step your game up.
So when I realized who she was, but you gotta understand something. I went on the dating app line. Like my profile was a big fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was true in my profile was my face, my picture.
Damn.
So again,
and maybe my birthday and something else. But.
Again, are those lies? Based out of insecurity. That's why women only show headshots.
Yeah,
because they're insecure about their image.
Different though.
It's not different. It's not.
I'm gonna tell you why it's different for me in my mind. I'm gonna tell you why it's different
in your mind.
All right.
So for me, I was very secure in who I was as a person and how I looked, but I understood what's the term I'm looking for? How superficial some of these women were, and how they could find you extremely handsome. You could be well endowed, whatever, great personality, all of this shit. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, just listen. But and you could have a nice car, you could have a nice place, but if you were, say, a warehouse worker,
they might not.
That's the only qualifying criteria that disqualifies you.
Okay.
Or disqualifying criteria, let's say that.
Yeah.
So when especially I was a lot younger. So especially when it's like that, your mind is working and you're like, look, if I can just get my dick in her.
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
No, but listen, this is real shit. If I can just get my dick in her, I can bag her. I can keep her. So I'll say whatever the fuck I gotta say. I walked on water in the 3rd grade. I ate crayons and shitted bricks. I'm a motherfucking magician, a scientist.
He walked on water in the 3rd grade.
In the 3rd grade.
In the 4th?
What did I do in the 4th?
He raised Lazarus.
You did that shit in the 3rd grade. What you do in the 4th?
Listen.
Okay.
I put an end to a war.
Okay.
I put an end to an entire fucking war.
4th grade.
4th grade.
The man.
But no, like seriously, when it came down to it, I had to understand that it's very likely. Okay. I had to understand that it's very likely that these women would not a certain type of woman wouldn't fuck with me.
I get it.
So I decided to tell a lie. And she was cool till I lied.
Exactly.
The dynamic of the relationship, she stayed
change?
fucking with me, but it did change because now she's scrutinizing every little fucking thing I say. So I'm saying shit like,
you're lying all the time.
I'm like, yo, it was one fucking lie, and it wasn't even a major lie, in my opinion, because it wasn't like, you know, me not being honest about my sexual orientation or my status as far as like STDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't like I was sick and telling her I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's some major shit. But you have to understand, you're talking about a man in his 20s.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, no. That's not
early 30s.
Early 30s,
Yeah.
early to middle 30s. Yeah.
But I think those lies, I ain't gonna say it was a little lie, but it's especially for a dating app, like you said, and I just meet you lie. I just met you lie. Like, I'm trying to get in there, and then once you start talking to her, you're like, I shouldn't have said that. She cool. Like, I didn't even know.
But now I gotta follow the liar.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was gonna go this far, like, or whatever type
I
thing.
actually like her.
Exactly.
Went from just wanting to hit
to actually
liking her. Mm-hmm. So then there was a sense of relief, but then there was the bullshit that came behind
with her
it.
knowing the truth.
Because now,
again,
I remember.
Now you kicked in the crazy. You hit the crazy button.
Yeah.
You hit the crazy button.
Yeah.
So now she's, even though she might not have gotten crazy, but now, like you said, she scrutinized you and she didn't believe anything that came out of your mouth because of that one lie. And sometimes people can't get over that. Like, you tell the one lie and it's like, no matter how much you say you're going to tell the truth, they can't really hold you to that. They still always second guess you.
But as a good friend of ours stated on a post, women need to, this was I'm quoting him.
Okay.
Women need to stop blaming their trauma and their mental instability.
Yeah, I remember that.
on men and the things that men do, because at the end of the day, as women, you all are in control of yourselves. You are in control of your own behavior.
We're in control of our own behavior, and our behavior is to act up once you treat us like we.
But that's what his point is. Like, you shouldn't. But
it doesn't work like that. How come we shouldn't act up, but you are going to go ahead and do what you got to do? If what you are naturally going to do as a man is being asked, then what I'm naturally going to do as a woman is kick it. Because you're saying these are our natural behaviors. So what you should do is expect bullshit when you give bullshit. Expect crazy. If you have told somebody something and then it comes out that it's a non-truth and it's something big, especially something big, like, and then you expect them not to question you or get upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
you have every right to question me
and get upset.
You have every right to feel how you want to feel. But at the end of the day, and at the beginning, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, at the beginning, you are responsible for your own actions, and to be honest with you, you're responsible for your own motherfucking feelings,
right? Because
as a man, I'm supposed to control my feelings. If I'm with you and you lie to me and you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, or you violate in some way, I am supposed to control my response and my feelings, because if I don't control my fucking feelings, I may dig a grave for you and the next motherfucker and everybody else involved.
And so, at the beginning of the day, every action has a reaction. So you cannot do something that is going to hurt me.
I'm not responsible for your reaction. You are.
Okay. But your action gonna get a reaction. So no matter what.
But black women need to stop making excuses.
Please tell me.
And laying blame.
Okay,
I love y'all.
We making excuses and laying blame.
I love y'all.
Because
y'all
the man has done something wrong to us. Because they have lied. Because they put us in harm's way.
Okay, got you. So what happens is, it's kind of like what the brother said. And so you know what side I'm on with this. I'm not a panderer, but I do support women because I have daughters. And because I have daughters, I do, but I have
and
to.
now you're trying to make right.
No,
hope
no,
that
no.
karma don't come back on you. That's all that is.
Nah,
that's what that is. That's what that is.
Nah.
Men change once they realize their daughter is 2 seconds from being out there in that world. And they like, shit, I was the man. I was that dude. I was out there. I know my daughter's beautiful, whatever. She's about to go through some bullshit.
It happened.
And now you're like, fuck, I did that to all these people's daughters.
It happened.
And now you want to be reformed, Jay.
I'm just doing what I could do, man.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Nah, I ain't gonna put it on the Lord. But what I will say is this. That, okay, as a man, as the man that I am, I totally get that women have been traumatized, and it's us who have traumatized you all. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Trina is fucked up emotionally, psychologically, and all the other leads because Jay did some bullshit to her, unnecessarily lied to her, used her, abused her, had other bitches in her car, had other women in her car.
Oh, Trina called them bitches. It's all right.
Right.
Trina called them bitches.
Right, and I was speaking for Trina when I was saying
and Trina
that.
called them bitches.
Yeah, definitely. All of the above. So when she gets with Tony,
she should not take it to Tony. I do agree with you.
But she doesn't know anything else. She was with Andre.
Mm-hmm.
Andre did some bullshit.
Yep.
Then she got with Fredro.
I don't even know where you got that.
Fredro did some bullshit. Now she's been with Jay. Jay did some bullshit. She's only 30 years old and she's only had 3 real relationships. And all 3 of them shitted on her.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's with, what was his name? I forgot.
Oh, I don't even know where we at now because we was with Phaedro. Who was before Phaedro?
Tony,
Phaedro, Jay. Now who she with? Who you with?
The other nigga. Okay. So when she with this other dude, now she gets with him and she's so fucked up. She's so traumatized. She's so PTSD is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
But there has to be some self-reflection that,
for her, she has to work through some things and she should probably stay out of the dating pool for a while so that till she gets herself together. But here's the thing. You have a woman who's been through that type of shit. Let's say that she gets out of the dating pool. She's not dating anymore. Mm-hmm. She pulls herself up by her fucking bootstraps, by her lace socks, whatever you want to call them, bra straps. She claws and fights herself for her sanity. She claws and fights for her sanity. She pulls herself out of her depression, out of her grave, out of her misery, out of the mire, out of the dirt. And then here come my sorry motherfucking ass.
I thought you was the last one.
Well, I'm just using it. I'm a different analogy, but the same message. Here comes the new fucking guy.
Got you.
Playing games again. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, as men, we need to take responsibility and we need to stop playing games with these women.
True.
But also, women need to accept responsibility for their choices.
Yeah.
Women need to take time to heal. And women need to find a way to be more patient in the selection process. Because the fact of the matter is the success or failure of a relationship, of any relationship, is determined in the selection process.
Okay, that was basically choices twice. And it's hard to be selective with your choices when somebody is bringing you a representative that is a certified scholar in bullshit every time.
Game recognized game, man.
Yeah, and by the time she gets to new nigga, because he 4th nigga down.
Right.
He 4 niggas in. She is a little more knowledgeable about it before it comes. Mm-hmm. So now you're mad because she like, nah.
But she's doing crazy shit.
No, she's not
she's
doing
looking
crazy
for
stuff,
shit now.
But she's cutting you off because what she ain't gonna do is go through that go through that whole thing again.
As she should.
She's not gonna do it. So then you're like, "Oh, you too hard. All them other men broke you, or whatever." And now you want to say she's too broken. That's why I can't be with her, because she won't let me love her. And you know why she won't let you love her? Because she let those men love her.
That's where the excuses have to stop.
She let the men love her.
Because guess
but
what?
She don't know that you are.
Some people would say that a good man should come in and he should be patient with her and he should work with her and he should heal. And I agree with that to some degree. But you can't help a motherfucker that don't want no help.
Oh, that's
and you
the
can't
truth.
save a motherfucker that don't want to be saved.
Man or woman.
So,
man or woman.
Let's say that now where I'm at in my life, I'm a good man now. I'm willing to work with a woman and to be kind and to help her through her struggles and shit. But you fucked up, baby girl. And maybe I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to work with you. Maybe she's not the
one for you. Just like this, like you said. Be selective in your choices, because
gotta be
you
selective.
don't have
so when
the
you
patience
see
to
that,
be with her.
when you see the baby don't have the capacity to love the way you, or to receive love the way that you're trying to give it to her,
exactly,
you may have to chuck deuces.
She might not be,
but that's gonna fuck her up even more too in some instances.
Not if she's already pushing you away because she feels like you on that bullshit. You did what she expected.
But then see, I've seen that motherfucker pushing you away. You go away, and then it's like, well, why didn't you fight for me? See, it's the confusion for me.
Well, it's true. Love is confusing.
It's the fucking chaos for me.
Yeah. But men bring that chaos too, because a man will do something traumatizing to you. A man will go out, have a full-blown affair, a child and everything else, but be like, I love you though.
Yeah.
And I need you to work with me and give me time and give me chance. And so many women do.
Yes.
And you'll think, you know what? He did this. He said he want to work on it. We went through our time. We went to counseling and everything else. We're going to work on it. I'm going to stick beside him.
I'm sticking beside him.
I'm going to stick beside him. And then after you end it, you sticking beside him, you still good with him. Guess what happened?
He do the bullshit.
He have another baby.
Damn.
And so now, again,
not another.
You can't say that she wasn't.
Little bambino, little bundle of joy.
Got all these babies over here. And you can't say that she didn't try, that she didn't, because women, no matter what y'all want to say, y'all screw us over and have screwed us over so much.
Yeah.
But we give most, I'm not going to say most, a lot of women, because a lot of women will be like, oh, you want Nick fuck over me one time, and then half of them are lying, ladies. If that's your friend, she probably been fucked over more than you been fucked over. You were vocal about your fuck over. She was quiet, but she going to speak on yours.
Real shit.
That's just my opinion. And life lessons. But we give more chances for you to get it right before we walk away or before we're done.
But then you have to understand.
Than anybody. Y'all don't give us those chances.
Some do. I know a lot of men.
Wait a minute. Some do. Some do.
More than is reported.
Not the majority. But I definitely.
Over half. At least half.
No.
At least half.
Maybe 40%.
Nah, I'm gonna say 50.
Well, maybe 50.
Niggas are suckers for love, man.
I get it. But they ain't suckers like women, because it's 99.9% women give you chances, at least two.
When you got motherfuckers crawling through windows, sneaking in houses.
Oh, that just sound like you're crazy kicked in.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. She's all, what does it take for you to understand she don't want you? But you still trying to impose yourself.
It might not be that she don't want you, but she's tired and she doesn't trust you.
Well, then,
because most of the time, the woman wants the man that she started with, but she knows that you're not them anymore. She knows that you have done.
Newsflash: he was never that nigga.
Probably.
He was never that.
Because he said he could be honest. He said he would. You're different, ladies. Whatever that. I think you're dope. You're different means you're dumb. You might fall for my bullshit.
But some women are different.
Yeah, and some women are dumb.
Some women are very special to us because of the compatibility aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, but y'all will still fuck over that woman if that's what's in you.
Here's what I'll say. At the end of the day, she was cool until you lied. Yep. So it doesn't matter if you lied about your whereabouts, if you lied about who you were doing, what you were doing, when you were doing it. Like, I know guys that'll lie to their girl just so that they can go to the strip club. Now, I feel a way about that.
Yeah, I feel a way about that.
I
You
feel
should be
a way
able to
about
tell
that.
your woman you going to the strip club.
You
Like, what's the
should
big
be
deal?
able to say that. Or I know guys that lie to their woman to hang out with their boys.
You should be able to hang out with your boys.
If you have to lie, if your woman is that fucking insecure, look at me, zoom in. If you have to lie to your woman to have a night out with your friends who were there before she got there, it's either one or two things going on, man.
You have fucked up worldly in the past.
You have fucked up so bad that the trust is absolutely out the fucking window, or she just came to the table insecure as a motherfucker. Either way, you probably need to get out of the fucking relationship, because one of my favorite sayings, get your balls back, brother.
But I feel like that's the same way, because there are men who aren't cool with a woman going out with her friends. Who will not allow a woman to go on a getaway with her girlfriends.
And maybe that's part of the problem.
And things like that.
Maybe that's part of the problem.
Because you don't want me to do anything by myself, but yet you do everything by
because
yourself.
I'm
not everything, but you do a lot by yourself.
Maybe because I'm insecure about you.
Yeah.
And I try to impose that on you, or I put that on you, or project my insecurities onto you.
A lot in relationships.
Now when I'm ready to do something, it's like, nah, I can't go nowhere. And
because if I gotta be here,
you don't have any reason not to trust me. But the fact that you don't trust me makes me think you're doing something, and so I don't want you going anywhere.
And I think a lot more of that happens than we speak on. It's not so much one person; it's both of you. You know, and I think toxic is a word that's thrown around so much, so loosely. Everything isn't toxic, but I think in that kind of situation, that's toxic. When both of you don't trust each other, especially if you don't trust each other without any given reason.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship and you don't trust somebody and they have done nothing, if you are in it, it's good. Y'all ain't never had no issue, but you check his phone and go through his records and check the temperature on his car and his mileage and what it is back and forth to work and all this stuff, and he ain't never did a damn thing to you, there's a little bit of a problem. There's a problem in there somewhere.
I agree.
But it's also the same if a man is doing that as well. You know what I'm saying? If a man is just showing up at your job, not because he want to see you, I just wanted to make sure you was at work.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see your car parked out front. And you like, I just parked in the back today because it was raining. And he was like, oh, well, I just wanted to make sure you was in here. And stuff like that. You know, it's toxic in the eyes of a man and in the eyes of a woman.
Yeah.
So I think the lying thing, that goes both ways. Because women lie too, even though I know they love to say that, you know, she was crazy. She was good until you lied. Yeah. Sometimes a man was good until she lied.
That, I mean, it always goes both ways. But typically speaking, and maybe in the younger generations, I feel like, you know, in a younger generation, it's a lot more women out here bullshitting and lying.
And it's crazy because they are bullshit.
Because they for the streets.
I'm not gonna say they're for the streets, but they
didn't belong to the streets.
They came out with a different mentality on relationships because a lot of the women of today, the younger generations, they've seen their mom fucked over. They've seen their sisters, you know, get pregnant by dudes, and so that a lot of times instills the crazy in them before they even get out there and start having relationships.
Yeah, that's a good piece. Yeah, that's a good piece. But once again, you know, I got to say this. I think I said it on another episode, but the shit you went through, the shit your mother went through,
it's not yours.
It's not yours, number one. And number two, her job as your mother is to protect you.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, that's why I said, you know, and as such, she should not have poured her trauma onto you. She should not have exposed you to what was going on. She should not have put you in grown folks' business.
Sometimes it's not putting you in grown folks' business in certain situations. You know, if you live in a household and all the kids are asleep before you guys think y'all are whisper fussing.
I was gonna say whisper fucking.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah. But that wasn't what I meant.
right.
Whisper fussing.
Yeah.
And the kid ain't really asleep. They done got up to go pee pee and they sitting by the door. You don't find out till they full grown. They hear you crying,
arguing.
Yeah. You don't find out till that kid is full grown. But you know what though? This.
Just in my opinion, good parents pick a trait of a good relationship is this: you pick a time to fight and you fight fairly. Which could very well mean you do it when the children are not around. which could very well mean you go someplace else to do the shit. Or you send the children away so that you can have these discussions because, well, how does it go? Something have little ears or some shit like that?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I agree with you. I wouldn't say, that you're a bad parent if you can't make these accommodations, because that doesn't make you a bad parent. Life happens when it happens sometimes. So you have to just, go with the moment. But if you can, I remember plenty of times, oh my God, me and my husband being in the car and like we be livid, and then we like, you know what, we gonna go back to the house.
Yeah.
Because we got to get out of the car because we about to cuss each other out. And it's like, we want to get out of the car. But in the end, the kids were like, well, I thought we was going somewhere. And it's like, maybe in 30. Yeah. But we would turn the car around and go back. But I hated it when he decided, you know what, we ain't going. And he would turn the car back around on his own without us. Because I'm like, I'm going to shut up because for the sake of the kids to go where we're going. But he felt like, nah, I can't hold what I got to say in. So we got to go back now and do that. And I felt like our kids didn't deserve that. In the end, growing up, with them all being grown, a lot of times they knew things when we were trying to hide them.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like you say, we showed more love than we showed the negative. And so they think, God, y'all were just the best. And then like now, because our situation is different, he's deceased or whatever. And I tell him, like your daddy wasn't no angel. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, when the lies came, if there were ever any lies.
Oh, there was lies. We had indiscretions.
Did it? I mean, obviously, it may have drawn a wedge. It may have affected the dynamic of the relationship. But obviously, it wasn't detrimental.
I took the lies that were in my situation, and I took them differently. And a lot of women won't agree with it. But that's why I'm so big on self-reflection, because when my husband did have an indiscretion and he told me what some of his reasoning was from it, and one of the reasons was that he felt like he was just the breadwinner. That, I've said I had 9 kids, and he was going to work and he was making the money. He was basically just going to work and paying bills. And I was taking, not to say that he wasn't taking care of it.
I deserve a little side
pussy. That's not what it.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
No, he felt he was invisible. The kids were our main priority.
I like that one.
The kids were the main priority, and we never stopped.
But that pussy see me though.
We never stopped screwing though, so that wasn't it.
I do.
It was just that he felt like,
But I got to talk my shit.
I know that it was a whole lot of kids, so. Where other women would have been like, nah, fuck that, leave him, whatever. And I had to sit back and go like, over the course of time, how have I changed? How have we changed or whatever? And from our indiscretion, we were already good before the indiscretion.
Yeah.
After the indiscretion, we became great.
All right. So
I took that differently. What about you? You ever had anything in that area?
Yeah. Oh,
because we gotta remember, like, so
I've been on both ends.
So how? Okay, you were cool till they lied. How did the lie change you?
First of all, I try to present myself, and I try to give what I want to get. Right. So if I'm dealing with you and there's an issue, I'm going to address the issue, and I'm going to let you know it's an issue, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to fix the issue, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't fix the issue, then I ain't responsible for my behavior after.
That's the part you missed. It's like what Brown Liquor had said when he was saying that black women need to stop blaming their trauma. Well, I don't agree with that, because I feel like we cause most of the fucking trauma, and I did say that.
You did.
But in all truth and honesty, I feel like Brown Liquor, what he was basically saying is, stop blaming your bad behavior and your difficulties and your trauma and your stresses and all this on other people, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility how you respond to
just
shit.
In her chair. It's happening.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
But here's the thing.
Men do see it that way.
But here is the thing. If I'm saying to you, Or if you let's flip it. If you're saying to me as my man, as my person, as this individual in my life, baby, this is an issue for me. Mm-hmm. And if I love you and I care about us, I'm going to at least attempt to work on this issue because I don't want to give you a reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
To get what you need someplace else if you're telling me, baby, this is what I need.
Because in my situation, if he would have just told me, I would have fixed it before he had the indiscretion.
You wouldn't have had, you know, so that's why I'm very big on, some guys may feel like you over communicate. No, I want you to know exactly where I am. I want you to know exactly what it is that I need. If there's something that is an issue, I say it, you know? And it also, when you have that, it also opens up a dialogue. For example, I said to my person, I need to be your choice. And I don't feel like you choose me.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, I feel like
that's powerful.
I've been there.
And you know what he said to me? Because in his mind, he does. Who else has access to me like you have access to me?
He said that to you?
That's what he said to me. He said, you come to my house whenever you get ready. You don't have to call. You can just show up.
Yeah.
How many times have you been at my house and somebody showed up? You come to my house, you stay days, weeks at a time, and don't go home.
Yeah.
What the hell do you mean I don't choose you? So because, but here's where the issue was. What I felt like I needed,
your perception,
my perception of being chosen,
was totally
and
different.
his idea,
totally different.
Were totally different. But I had to be willing to see that from his perspective. Okay,
and
so
some people love from different places. He's loving you from where he is. That's how he shows love, and you're like, that's not how I do it, but that's where he shows his love.
So you have to be willing, and so that's why I said, if I tell you, if I tell you that, you know, there's something is an issue, then be willing to fix that issue. You don't have to lie. Let's just talk about it. You know, when I say I need to spend time with you, or he knows that attention for me
is a thing.
Is a thing.
It's serious.
Yeah.
Attention for me is a thing. Not what you buy me. There's some women that are moved by money. I'm not moved by stuff. I know how to get shit.
And I want stuff when it comes genuinely from your heart, not because you done fucked up.
Right.
Or because you feel like, oh, if I don't get it, but I want you to feel a need when you go out there somewhere, you see something and say, oh my God, she would like that, or whatever.
Exactly.
That's what I want.
And so in those areas for me, you know, it's important to just be honest and tell the truth. If it's something that you need. And when I ask the question, what is it? Because we're dealing with, you know, some indiscretions. And I'm saying, what is it that you feel like you don't get from me that you got to get someplace else? And when I ask you that question, tell me.
You need to tell me.
Yeah. But once again, you know, I'll give you a prime example. I had situations where women have urged me to tell them the truth. And they convinced me that they could handle the truth. And they convinced me that we could work through whatever the fuck it was. And at the end of the day, it was like, I knew it and I'm done with your ass and da-da-da-da-da. You understand what I'm saying? So
I think that comes with knowing your person.
It's a fucking,
it's a crapshoot. You feel like it's a crapshoot. Yeah. But I think it comes from knowing your person. I think in my situation, I have probably gone through more in this relationship, friendship, whatever the fuck it is we're doing. I think that I've gone through more in this than in all of my relationships combined.
I feel the same way. I feel like the one relationship I was in equals at least 17 years. The only thing I didn't get was the baby.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you.
And abuse. Like
these are the niggas that you can't let go. Something about these niggas.
It's not. No, because I have the gift of fuck you. First of all,
high five on this right here, because first of all, these particular men won't let us go.
Exactly.
Two.
Well.
Y'all want to make it seem like a little bit.
Yeah. We don't mean to say no toxic thing or whatever, but it's like,
it's joking. But at the end of the day,
you got to play threatening motherfuckers.
Your actions say, I ain't gonna let nobody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. I told y'all my daughter just graduated. Her father was in town.
We got 8 minutes.
My baby daddy and my person both stayed at my house.
Because he was like, no.
Because
he's not going to let that.
I ain't leaving.
Yeah. No. Shit. Yeah. Kudos to him. He did the right thing.
I ain't going.
Nah.
Just in case.
Just in case you want that old thing back.
So you want to act like you don't care.
And I think that's the thing. Yeah. Men act like they don't care, and women overcare. We overshow that we care. And so that's why I agree. That's why we get so hurt. Because y'all do care, but you
try to act like you don't care. Y'all get that little nonchalant shit going.
Yeah.
Like
we
whatever.
Are nonchalant. It's all on our sleeves. It's on our face.
Women are becoming the new nigga. I'm just being honest with you. Like they're becoming more masculine in behaviors
from the
to a
best
degree.
Teacher.
You know what I mean?
But
thank you.
I also think that happens. But for me, I was that way before this situation.
You've been a player from the Himalayas since.
I was. But I think a lot of that came from my upbringing, because I was raised in a house full of men for the early part of my life. From the time I was born
that's
until I was 15, I lived in the house with my grandmother and my uncles. And my uncles were some motherfuckers. Yep. And so what I recognized and realized is that, what a nigga out here ain't finna do is running shit. Or these motherfuckers doing to me. Yeah. So I developed that. Like, even, my high school sweetheart, my oldest daughter's father, he's like, I'm the hoe that I am today because of the hoe that you was in school. And I wasn't sleeping around, but I always had a pair of spares.
It wasn't nothing to be getting out of niggas' car on Friday night. Not necessarily saying that you did anything, but you might have went to the movies.
I was going to be talking.
Had a meal. You know what I mean?
Always going to be talking to more than one person, because I did not want to feel like I was the one left holding the bag. Right. And now here I am at this late stage in the game, feeling like I don't give a damn about, I don't want anybody else. I don't necessarily need. Hard. Cause okay, bro, bye. Bye. I don't give a fuck what you got.
In closing, because we
just tell the truth. Did it. Just tell the truth.
Say it again.
Y'all did it.
She said y'all did it, and you said just tell
the truth.
I agree with Lyric. Fuck what you talking
about. But you know that you did it. You started it off saying we caused these women to be crazy. Y'all did
real shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Just tell the truth.
But honestly,
women, and don't worry about whether or not, because you're going to get a response from her either way.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Either way. If she later, when she find out the truth, because the shit always come out in the wash. Yeah. It's coming out. So if you tell the truth from the gate, and here's the thing with me, and I'm going to say this in closing for me, I would much rather deal with an indiscretion coming from you than somebody else. Let me tell you, men, what women cannot stand. For another motherfucker to be coming and telling us some shit about our man. If you come and tell me you fucked up, then guess what we can do? We can deal with that fuck up together. And if I choose to stay, then let's navigate through this together, so that when we step out the front door and the bitch want to be like, I had a bitch, okay, and I know, and he's still here.
Yep. You didn't take him. And I know, in some ways,
that's just wanting to win.
That's a stupid mentality.
We're very competitive, but at the end of the day,
because she competing, her whole thing is to take him from you. At a certain point, when a woman find out that you got another woman, these catty women too, They just want to take you. They don't even really want you because they don't really know who you are. That woman that's at home know what you do with your dirty drawers. She know how you pick your toes when you watch a certain television show and all that bullshit. She kind of sick of you anyway, but she love you. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, that crazy chick that you just screwed on the side a little bit. She don't give a fuck. She thinks she want what y'all have, but she don't know you can't get what y'all have because that ain't you. Y'all gonna have something else.
That's your closing remark?
That's my closing.
My closing remark is this, or remarks are these. I definitely agree that it's better to tell the truth than it is to lie, because you're gonna create a monster when you tell that lie. But you do some bullshit and come clean about it, you're gonna create a monster then too.
It's a lose-lose.
I guess you have to try to choose the lesser of two evils. The difference could mean keeping your woman or losing your woman. What's it worth to you? I often tell people that once you lie to a woman, whether it's cheating or not, it's an uphill battle from there. So you have to really ask yourself, is it worth the fucking torment and bullshit that I'm going to go through trying to get back on level ground with this motherfucker?
And I think that's a thought that you need to do before the action.
Yeah, I was going there. I was going there. Like, you have to ask yourself, you have to weigh it. You could be in the room with your dick in your hand. Ask yourself, if this comes out, am I willing to deal with the consequences? Mm-hmm. Now, are you going to put it back? Probably not. But
it's in your hand.
No,
it's
probably not. But you need to resolve within yourself in that moment
that you about to go through some shit,
that I'm willing to goddamn risk it all.
Deal with the consequence. Yeah. I'm going to risk it all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's exactly what you're doing. And the reality is, it's not just males. Yeah, it's females
that's what
too.
I mean too. It's females too.
You know, it's females too. So you have to take what's the value in the relationship that you have? Mm-hmm. What's the value in what you have, as opposed to what's dangling in front of your face right now?
Yeah.
Is it worthy of losing what you have? And sometimes it is, like,
and sometimes it is,
but especially if you got, if you got
we're
trash.
Not talking about just sex. Like, sometimes
if you fucking with trash, you fucking with trash. It's worth it. You might actually meet, but you may actually meet someone who's better to you, better for you, whatever. But the proper way to do that shit is to go and say, hey, I encountered this over here and I want to see what this is about. If you cool, we can still kick it until I make my mind up. But,
nah, bruh. Nobody.
Nobody. You
could.
You
could. Have to be cool.
Man,
you have to, but you have to be willing. You have to be willing to say that. You have to be willing to say, okay, so this is. I told someone the other day. I told someone the other day that he said, so what's the situation? I saw you posted a picture of you and dude, and I said, well, here's the thing. There are some things that we just have right, and there are some things that we don't. I said,
that's
so
the truth. Oh my goodness.
He is my person, but I'm still interviewing.
Ooh, that hurt.
And on that note,
good night.
Good night.